What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn. I am Sam, and this is Jordyn. And it's the holiday season. I got my little. This is my mom's. She is a teacher for small children, so she got to wear this to work today. But hello, how are you?
I wish I could wear that to work.
Right.
Great. How are you doing? Minus the cooking fiasco I just had.
I know, you were just telling me about it. Like, you can never have just like smooth sailing things with cooking. I feel like there's always one just crazy day that you have. So tell me about it. Tell our listeners.
It's so funny too, because it's always when I'm like, oh, like I have just enough time. Like it was like 45 minutes before the show. It said it should only take 25 to 30 minutes to make, which it really did, minus my technical difficulties. But yeah, so I've talked about it on the show. I'm on this huge HelloFresh kick. I'm obsessed. I'm now cooking like a freaking champ. And it's a nice Tuscan chicken over like a garlicky spaghetti with zucchini. Delicious. Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it looks great. However,
looks really good.
So in my apartment, I have an electric stove. And this has happened like a couple times when like I have too many things plugged in and I'm cooking, especially if I'm using like the oven and the stovetop at the same time, like the fuse will blow. So I go over to the fuse box, I find it, I flick it back on, everything starts up again, and then literally 2 seconds later off, and then like would not flick back on. And I have like raw seasoned chicken, a pot of water, just like waiting to be boiled, waiting to be cooked. And I was like,
hello.
Well, I was like literally almost texting Brian, like, you're just going to have to pick up Chick-fil-A on your way home from work because this isn't getting done. And I waited. I turned off every light in the apartment for like 5 minutes. And I was like, we are going to use no electricity. And I did that and then it worked. So then flicked it back on. I was like, great. I don't know if it was actually the science, but you know what? That's what I'm telling myself. And then I'm cooking. And I forgot to put the vent fan on. And
God.
I live in an apartment complex with loads of other people. Smoke alarms go off. First time I've ever heard them in my apartment, and it came from me. And I was like, is the whole building gonna evacuate? Like, what do I do? So then I literally took a towel and was waving it around my legs. I also have 9-foot ceilings, so it's not like I can even shut them off. So I'm winging this towel around. This is all literally just happened 15 minutes ago, by the way. So if I seem like it's because all of this literally just happened. Sam literally watched me as I was taking the pasta off the stove and putting it into a Tupperware. But yeah, so the cooking adventure is going great.
Amazing. I would have spent so much money to watch you wave a towel at 9-foot tall ceilings.
Yeah. No, I was literally saying
it was probably looked like psychotic, and it's just like it's better than cable. Just watching Jordyn like an alarm off.
It didn't take as long as I was expecting, which is good. But for a second, like it happened, and then I was like, oh my God, vent fan on, and it didn't immediately shut off. And I was like, I turned around and I like saw the smoke in the apartment. And I was like, oh no. And yeah, so I was panicking a little bit. But we got it and all is good. And now I'm gonna have a lovely dinner after the show.
I'm so excited for you to eat your lovely dinner.
Thank you.
Well, we have quite a number of things to discuss today. First things first, I just want to talk about this really quick, which is this AI Funko Pops thing that's going around on Twitter. Also because I did it today and I made one for you.
You made one for me?
I did. And so I want to show it to you. So this is Miss Jordyn Arard Coupe Funko Pop.
Even the half up, like, right? I own this entire outfit.
I was so specific. I was like, Philadelphia Eagles t-shirt with dark green jacket, ripped black jeans, and then it was like Doc Martens, and then I was like wavy hair.
Wait, so this is all like a whole brand new concept for me. Like I saw these on Twitter all day. I saw yours, I saw Annie's, and I was like, these are so fucking cute, but I had no idea what they were, how they came to be. Like,
yeah.
like a template and you just like picked?
It's through Microsoft, and it's basically an AI generator, but it's almost like a Mad Lib. Like it gives you a paragraph with little blank spots with like little examples of things. So it's like I would like a female, male, with this type of shirt, a jacket, boots, this. That gives you a bunch of places to like add things in. And then I added in like you could see you have little earrings on. Like I put in gold earrings,
Oh my God.
specifically Doc Martens and like all this type of stuff.
This is so sweet.
And then for anybody who cares, this one is mine, which I think is adorable.
It's so cute.
It even transferred over the middle part for me. Like it figured it out that I've transferred.
No, literally, they need to find a way to like now market these. Like upload.
Well, you can.
You can get one of yourself?
Yes. Yes, and I found this out because when I originally looked it up, because I saw Annie's was the one. Shout out Annie OD.
Yeah.
Hers came out adorable, and I was like, oh my god, I need to do this. So I just typed in like custom Funko Pop or something into Google, and it gave me the website, and the website gives you like it's like here, like make your own Funko Pop. So I started doing that, and I was like, wait a second, this is not what I've been looking at. And then I found an article that had the link to the Microsoft page. So I apologize to our listeners who are on audio because you can't see what we're looking at, but we can post them on Twitter and Instagram if you guys want to see it. But
we have to post our Funko Pops.
I was thinking about it and I was just like, I wonder if Jordan's done this yet. And then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make her one and show it to her. And then I was like, in the chance that she hasn't done it yet, I feel like it'd be so cute.
I literally loved every second of that because I saw everyone doing it today. And I was like, I had like a crazy work day. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't have the time to like look.
Yeah.
But no, I'm so grateful that you did that for me. Thank you.
But definitely go on and like try it out yourself because I even made one for Michael too. And he was like obsessed with it. Like he was like
Brian a Funko Pop.
Yes, make Brian a Funko Pop. You could put him in a little like baseball uniform, probably. And like, yeah. I saw Annie, one of them, she's holding a margarita. So like you can literally type in anything like to put on your person. Cause like is it like Michael specifically always wears like corduroy baseball caps, especially like in the wintertime. And I typed that in and it literally gave him a corduroy baseball cap.
Dude, AI is so fucking scary.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. Wait, this one here, I'll show you. This is Michael's.
Let me see. That is Michael.
Right? With the little jacket. And the reason why there's a banana on his shirt is because his favorite shirt is like a banana, like a shirt with a bunch of bananas on it. So I was trying to get that on the shirt, but then it just gave me one with one singular banana on it. But it still came out really cute.
Wait, do you want to know what's so scary to think about?
What?
Like AI to us is like cell phones and the internet to like the previous generation, which is so scary because whenever like my mom or anyone would talk about like the invention of cell phones and like how she was so freaked out by it and she didn't understand it. Like as someone who we didn't grow up with cell phones. Like I still vividly remember my mom coming home with her first cell phone.
Yes,
so we were like on the cusp. However, like for us, it was like fairly normal. At least we were young enough to like be educated about them. Like we always knew how to use them, what they were. But like I never understood like when she would talk about cell phones, like how it freaked her out, how she didn't understand it. And now I feel that with AI.
Could you imagine like how our grandparents and like people that age feel? Because like they literally lived through World War II and now my abuelita sits on Instagram and like sends me stuff. Like, where are we gonna be when we're sitting on like a rocking chair somewhere? Like, there's gonna be like some robot that just like tends to our every need.
That's fucking terrifying.
Isn't that insane to think about?
No, that's really insane to think about.
We could get deep into this.
We could go on a rabbit hole, but the long story short is I am so freaked out by AI and I use it for work. Like it's a part of my daily life. And like, imagine if we were in college right now, or even in high school, like everyone, like I saw one, I'm on someone's private story and she literally posted like college is a joke. ChatGPT wrote every single one of my essays this year. And I'm like,
oh my, I
like
didn't even
there's
think about that.
yes, no, like they use it and like that's universal. And I saw this one girl on TikTok who like ran her essay through Grammarly. She's like, I wrote this, I put a lot into it, and I ran it through Grammarly to like spell check, do all the which that I think is valid. Like that's normal. That's just fact checking, or not fact checking, spell checking.
Right.
But she said, but I guess her school is implementing a software to try and wean out what was written by AI. And they flagged her paper and they flagged Grammarly. And she was like, if you guys are going to use this, like you have to nail it because I'm not getting screwed because other people aren't writing their papers. Like,
dude, I didn't even think about that.
Right? Like it's getting so dangerous.
And like people, like they're not inventing cheating. People have been cheating for years, but like what a crazy way to plagiarize, not plagiarize even, like
just to get out of doing it. Yeah.
Like you can pay somebody else to do your paper. Like I knew people in college that did that all the time, but like
people would pay me to write their papers and I would happily do it. I loved it.
Michael's the same. People would pay Michael to write their papers too.
Oh my God, $50 in college? I was like, I'm
oh my God.
Rich.
Literally, I thought about that the other day too. Like I didn't have a job through college. Like my parents were like, focus on studies.
Oh my God.
I had jobs in the summer, but not during school. And like they weren't like giving me money. Like I didn't have like an allowance or anything. But like every once in a while they'd be like, here, have some money. But like I'd try to use the money I made over the summer to literally last me all through the college years. I'm like, how did I do that?
No, I literally
I was so poor.
Yes, no, and my freshman year of college. No, because I wasn't my freshman year of college. I didn't work. Yeah, I was the same way. I would do my mom. That was when I was living in Manhattan, and my mom's one of her like best friends from high school. She did like event planning, and so they would need like cocktail waitresses every once in a while for these like super fancy events, and it would pay like $250 for the night. So I would do like one like probably twice a semester, 4 times a year. And like that was like the only money that I made my freshman year. And my sophomore year when I transferred and was back in suburbia, that's when I started waitressing. And my first waitressing gig was in my college town. It was a half diner, half tap room. So you can imagine the vibes.
And I don't even know how to picture this in my brain.
You walked in through the door, the front desk, like the what's it called? Like the host stand, was on a diagonal. And if you went down, it was like a boomerang shaped place. And if you went to the right, you were in like your traditional diner, like booths, like old people vibes.
Yeah.
You went to the left, full bar, high top tables. Like literally, it was a restaurant split in 2.
Is it still around?
Did it work? It closed because they weren't paying their taxes.
Oh my God. Like, but like I was just thinking, like, is that an idea that's actually going to make you money?
It wasn't here. It wasn't there. People did not go.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no. And they literally staffed it. Like they hired me and like every weekend I would be on the bar side. And then like the older, like more traditional, like full-time waitresses, like your diner waitresses, they would always be like they literally hired specifically for each side. It was crazy.
That's just 2 different restaurants
right under one roof, and it was the same place with the same menu. I was like, this is nuts.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it was so weird, and it was always like one was super busy during the day and one was super busy at night.
That's incredible.
That was my first waitressing job.
Incredible. Wow. How do we get there from AI?
I don't even know. Oh, because it went from AI to cheating college kids to broke college kids
to money to
my first waitressing job.
We got it. And I was like, I don't even know how we got here. Jordyn asked me like, what did we talk about last week? And I was like, don't know.
No.
Don't know what we talked about last week, like even in the slightest. So
no, because we just get together and we just chat. This is like our therapy. Like you guys are literally listening to Sam and I's therapy.
This is us like on FaceTime.
Yes.
Literally.
You are eavesdropping on our FaceTime calls.
That's literally what this is.
There's no difference from Unsolicited to FaceTime, except
No.
we may name drop a little bit more.
We give more context.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's literally that. But it's time to get into some pop culture, some drama. I'm very excited about this because you just told me you don't know much about this.
Yes, no, I've seen some things, and low key, I used to be. All right, here, let's get into it. There's a lot of drama with Matt Rife right now.
Yes.
And I want to make the disclaimer just in case anything ever comes up and I get outed. I did like him for a period of time.
Me too.
Like, I thought it was funny. I liked his stand up. Like,
yeah.
But it was like when it was newer to me, like when he was first really blowing up. And now I just feel like it's repetitive. And now I feel like we're starting to see some true colors.
For sure.
So tell me, spill all of the tea.
Yeah. Well, first things first, I was the same. I was all in on Matt Rife. I followed him. Well, I still follow him on Instagram just in case any tea comes up. But so he obviously got big because of his crowd work that he posted on TikTok, which is very good. And it's still good. He's still posting it. And I'm like, this is what you're good at, sir. Like, you are good at crowd work. And then recently his stand-up came out, which I remember telling Michael, oh my gosh, like Matt Rife, I really want to watch this stand-up. And Michael was like, I don't really care. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it by myself.
Yeah.
And then this was also, I watched it before all this stuff started coming about on TikTok and everything like that. So I went into it completely unbiased. Like, I was like, I like Matt Rife. And I was even jealous, like my friends are going to a show in February, like got tickets that were sold out, like all this stuff. So I was like, oh my God, I'm like so stoked to like actually watch him do stand up. And as many people know at this point, he starts off the special with a domestic violence joke. And if you want to call it a joke, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the special. And again, I went into this completely unbiased with a higher field of thinking towards Matt Rife.
Yeah.
I think I laughed one time. I literally was like, this is not funny. And again, like this domestic violence joke, it like came up and I was like, oh, okay. Like, and I like tried to find the humor in it too, because like, comedians like
Yeah.
they make really dark jokes and everything, but like the way it landed was really like, yeah, like you just said that this woman got a black eye because she couldn't cook meals well. And like, I don't think that's very funny. Like,
No.
but then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna, kind of like gloss over it, watch the rest of the special, see how else everything pans out. And I think he had like one joke that like genuinely made me laugh out loud. And then after that, it was like not that good. And he ends it with saying like, oh, and you guys think I can just do crowd work, and like drops the mic. But like it really wasn't a mic drop type of moment. And I was like, okay, like you're good at crowd work, sir. Like,
yeah.
And so recently, and then I don't know how deep you know into this, but he's almost like tried to like validate like his stand up to, I guess, like have people try and like him again. And like basically came out and said that he had a large audience of female viewers. Like a lot of women were watching him because he was cute. And then it turned out that he was also funny with crowd work. So people like that was mainly his audience.
Yeah.
And he like came out and like said in several interviews that he's like, I didn't want this big of a female audience. So I used my stand up to like try and bring in a more male audience. So right.
By using domestic violence.
Right. Exactly. So
why
it's like,
couldn't you just like make fun of like things girlfriends do? Like everyday, like funny, quirky things. Like,
and he goes into a whole thing about like astrology girls, crystal girls, and he's just like, oh, like all they do is walk around with freaking rocks in their hands. And I'm like I don't think this is funny. And so like obviously all you're doing is just mocking women, and 90% of your audience is women. So like you should have done like maybe a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, but like most of the stand up was that. And so I was like, again, like completely unbiased watching it. Like, I genuinely was, like, kinda got the ick, and then I
Yeah.
started seeing all these videos, and I was like, "Okay, it's not just me." And so, what's really started this whole drama is do you know who, I don't know how to say her last name because 'cause I've said it wrong for so many years, but Tana?
Oh, Mojo?
Is it Mojo?
I
My
don't know,
my
that's how I say it.
It might be, honestly. I've been calling her Tana Mongoose my whole life because I didn't know how to say her last name, so I always called her Tana Mongoose. I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
know, I
she has a podcast
Yes, with Brooke.
with Brooke. Brooke dated Matt Rife.
What?
Yeah, yeah, in the beginning of this year. So this is where all this tea started coming out. So they just started talking about all this. So Brooke, I don't know, you can say like they were
Wasn't
seeing each
he
other.
on their podcast?
Yes. So this was after their relationship ended. He was on their podcast. But basically, Brooke, she was like saying like for months she was like a Matt Rife apologist and like was trying to like see the good and everything. But apparently what happened was he basically texted her like, "Hey, I'll be over in like 10 minutes," and then like ghosted her. And like then he showed up to their podcast and pretended like he didn't know her. And like very weird behavior. Like that's an odd thing to do. Like it's one thing to like ghost somebody. And again, I like she mentioned like they weren't dating. That he was not her boyfriend, but like they had been seeing each other for a while and like she just kind of figured like this is my guy. Like
Yeah.
and then today I was watching a bunch of clips of their podcast. I didn't listen to it, but I watched a lot of clips on TikTok. And basically, like, he was seeing a lot of different women at the same time. And she got put into a group chat with 7 other women who were all like cross-examining like timelines to find out who was dating who when and blah 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 blah. It was crazy. Crazy. So like all this, he's coming out saying he wants a bigger male audience. You know, all these women who've been following him for a while, like at least a year at this point. I think that I've figured out who Matt Rife is. I know he's been around for much longer. He was on Wild and Out and all that kind of stuff, but I
Yeah.
didn't know him then. But yeah. So Matt Rife kind of seems like a piece of shit.
He does seem like a piece of shit. And like, it's so funny because I've gone through such a roller coaster with him. Because the first time I saw him, I was like, he's a piece of shit. Like, I just
He
that
looks like a fuck boy.
yes. And
Yeah.
then I heard his crowd, literally his crowd work, and like I heard the way he joked with like all kinds of people, and like it was sometimes like dark humor, but funny.
Right.
Like it was always funny. And like never crossed any lines. Like it was like perfect. Like so to hear the direction that this is going, and now I am not comparing my following to his at all. Obviously, he is on a much different level, but like coming from someone who like puts content out there and built a following, like when I started making content, I was talking broad NFL. You know this. Like
Mhm.
it's not like I was covering Philly sports. I was like, oh, I'm just covering the NFL. The content that started blowing up for me was all my Philly stuff. And now I'm a heavy Philly sports content creator. Like I still
Right.
joke about the NFL. It's not like I ever sit there and I'm like, oh my God, this isn't the audience that I wanted. Like, no, like you lean into what people react because usually what people are reacting to is what you're best at. So if the females like him, if he's best at crowd work because he's a pretty boy and he's funny and he's a little like that's what you do, bro. You can't, and if you want to change it, there are avenues you can go. But to get up on a Netflix comedy special and just start shaming women and saying such fucked up, like, how do you think this is gonna go? Like, how do you logically like connect those dots in your brain?
I don't know. It's that frontal lobe that never develops in men, I
Yeah.
think.
How
That
old is he? Has he hit that point yet?
what? Like full brain development?
Yeah.
I don't think they ever do, to be quite honest. But let's see. Matt Rife is 28.
Yeah, no, sir, you are too old.
28 years old. And like again, this man oh my god. Matt Rife's alleged text to Brooke Schofield revealed. I'm opening it.
Click on it.
Wait, it's a BuzzFeed article.
Click the link.
He did a whole thing about special needs helmets too, which was not great. Yeah,
See,
that just popped up.
Have you watched Shane Gillis's Netflix stand-up special?
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God, Sam, love him. And
Oh yeah,
comedy special was laugh out loud. Granted, I was a little on the leaf, a little up in the air. If you're picking up what I'm putting down when I watched it, which may have made it funnier. I'm not ashamed to say that either. However, when I tell you I was home alone in my apartment,
like
sobbing, I was laughing so hard. And he has a whole
what's his name?
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis.
He has a whole part about Down syndrome kids. However, I can't remember if it's his brother or his cousin, someone in his family has Down syndrome. And it was the perfect amount of acknowledging humor. It was good humor, things that you feel comfortable laughing at. He was literally they're the best people I know. They're the only people that don't hate their lives. Again, I was crying laughing. You do not have to put people down to be funny. That's, I think, just the biggest thing.
I think that is a great thing to put out there. Also, the first picture he comes up of him, Jordyn, he's wearing an Eagles hat. Come on.
Shane Gillis?
Yes.
He's a huge Eagles fan.
Of course.
Well, I get attracted to Eagles. I'm like, oh, you like the Eagles? I'm going to be obsessed with you.
So I'm going
to Shane Gillis, please come on the show.
Shane Gillis, come on the show. I'm going to read part of this to kind of fill in some of the stuff that I missed between him and Brooke.
Do it.
And their relationship. So in a lengthy conversation, Brooke said that in hindsight, she believes Matt was love bombing her when they first met, explaining, I wouldn't say he was my ex or anything because it wasn't a serious relationship, but it wasn't just hooking up with him. I really liked him. And then she said Matt started all their conversations and would tell her he'd never felt this way about anybody else, making her believe that he was, quote, the fucking nicest guy ever. And according to Brooke, the two planned to, quote, run away to DC together. And she said that Matt made it clear that he didn't want her to, quote, even look at another guy and wasn't comfortable with her hanging out with her male friends. I mean, that is a red flag.
I've been there.
Don't ever let any person, it doesn't man, woman, non-binary, it doesn't matter. If they're telling you you're not allowed to hang out with anybody else, no.
Red flag. Red flag. However, in my past single life, I was colorblind. And I would have fallen victim to this same thing.
Gray flags.
Yeah, there were so many gray flags. I couldn't see color until I've been in a happy relationship. And I look back and I'm like,
yeah,
it was all right in front of my face. Right in front of my face. But so Brooke, I don't blame you. I've been in that exact position. And my problem with love bombing is I feel like I'm a confident person. So I'm I know what I bring to the table. So when I get love bombed, I'm duh. Of course you love me. In a fun, not in a conceited, annoying way. But I'm just when they're oh my God, you're hardworking, you do this. I'm yes, thank you for acknowledging. I'm thank you. This means so much to me. And then I look back and I'm no, you were just playing me.
Oh my God. Yeah. So love bombing, not good.
Not good.
Telling people to hang out with people you're not allowed to hang out with.
Not good.
Not good. I'm kind of scrolling through more of this.
I did see one thing about him too, that he apparently told a 6-year-old that Santa Claus isn't real. Was that true?
Yes. And that was, I saw the mother of that child on TikTok. That's how I found out about that, because she is a creator and she has a separate page for her son where her son talks about Legos or something, something very childlike, and said something, and she posted a video of him saying something about Matt Rife. And he came out and was like, "Oh yeah, like Santa's not real. You're a piece of like basically this horrible thing." And I was like, "Okay."
You're
Like
insecure about a 6-year-old?
you're literally beefing with a 6-year-old who does not give two shits about you.
Jesus
Wait, oh,
Christ.
that might have been where the special needs helmet came in. I'm trying to find more
Piece to
things.
everything together. You know, because I thought
There it is. I found it. Uh, oh yeah, 6-year-old TikToker Bunny Hedaya shared a video of her young son reacting to a clip of Matt Rife's stand-up routine that got viral. Matt Rife commented, "Jupiter also had." Oh, he was talking about the solar system, and in his stand-up, and it was incorrect. He said like Jupiter has rings, and the little boy was like, "Actually, it's Saturn." And then Matt Rife commented, "Jupiter also has a ring. Oh, and Santa Claus isn't real. Your mom buys your presents with the money she makes on OnlyFans. Good luck." Like, you think that 6-year-old boy knows what OnlyFans is? What a weird
also,
fucking thing to say.
how fucking dare you?
I
Mad Rife is
literally
canceled. I haven't watched a comedy special, and, like, I want to watch it just to, like, see everything, but I don't even wanna give him the fucking view.
honestly, like, just find some clips on TikTok because, like, again, the whole hour-long special, there isn't even
It
that
wasn't
much else
good.
in there that's, like, jaw-dropping. Like, it's more just, like, not funny. Like, you can watch it, but, like, I genuinely, like, don't even think you need to.
And I think you know this about me, that I
You
love
love stand-up.
comedy specials. I love it. I love going to the comedy clubs. Like, I'm a big stand-up girly. So if you have a shitty stand-up, I will call you out on it.
Yeah. But yeah, this is there's pictures in this article of him, like, back on Wild 'N Out, like, before he had work done to his face, which he denies. There's no fucking way. There's no
There's
fucking way
no
that
way
man
that
didn't get his fucking jaw reconstructed or whatever the fuck.
he is literally the fancy Squidward. That
Yes.
doesn't happen naturally.
And, like, the thing is too, like, on first glance, I remember talking to my friend about this, who is not really attracted to men, and she was
Fuck
like,
off.
"I don't get it." And I was like, "Honestly, I don't see it, like, straight on, but when you start seeing his mannerisms and the way he was talking and, like, interacting with people, that's when I started to be like, 'Oh, he's, like, kind of attractive.'" But now I just have the ick.
See, yeah, no, my whole thing, and, like, this is my whole, like, I'm not really attracted to, like, looks at, like, 90% of the time. I'm attracted to humor. Like, that's
Mhm.
always the thing that'll do it for me. So, the same way I looked at him and I was like, "Ah," like, I told you, I looked at him and I went, "Piece of shit." And then I heard his crowd work and I was like, "You're funny." And that's when I was
That
like you just said, like, I get the appeal. Like, he was
right.
never my type, never my cup of tea, but if you can make a joke like that, if you can make me laugh, like, that'll do it. But now that he's like, I don't know, everything about him right now just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, and the more I've been seeing all this, because now I'm on Matt Rife TikTok, and I'm just getting all this Tana and Brooke stuff, um, so I'm just, like, learning more and more about him, and then apparently he, like, texted Brooke and was like, "Hey, Brooke, it's MR." Like, just fucking say Matt Rife, like, what the fuck are you saying MR for?
Ew, he is weird.
He is weird. You know, it's always the hot ones.
It's always the hot
The
ones.
hot ones, you just they're always so fucking weird.
You can't trust them.
You really can't, really can't. But I feel like there's even stuff that I didn't even get to, which I can't even remember off the top of my head because I always do these shows with no notes.
Yes. No, no. On we'll get to Travis Kelce in a little bit, but like New Heights, how they go new news. For us, it's no notes.
No notes.
No notes.
And the thing is too, we sometimes like this is all planned out today. Like we have all these topics already, and like I could have dropped like written down a few things. I feel like in
Oh,
the beginning we tried to like jot down stuff.
yes. Yes.
Not
Now
anymore.
we do not.
We don't do that. But before we get into Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift chat, which we seem to be getting into every single week, I want to talk about Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell
Bro.
promoting this movie. And the thing is, I don't know anything about Sydney Sweeney or Glen Powell or anything. but now I know everything.
Yep.
It is incredibly interesting. So Sydney Sweeney is engaged still.
Is
As
that
far as
true?
I looked up all these different articles and somebody asked her about wedding planning like last week and she was like, "Oh, I've been so busy." And like didn't say
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I'm no
hooking up
longer
with your
planning a wedding."
co-star.
So Anyone But You is this new movie coming out and I don't know if it's like a whole ordeal like marketing thing, but like on the outside, I mean, they're supposed to be like in this movie, like they hate each other, but they pretend to be dating for to make their exes jealous or whatever. And like while they're not in the movie and I'm seeing all these promotional things, they look so in love.
Yep.
It is preposterous. Like I always feel like I'm interrupting something.
No, literally, and I remember when all this started, like, this started initially, like, a couple of months ago, and I think it was the first time that they walked a red carpet together or something, the way they were standing, and I remember everyone freaking out and being like, "She's engaged, he was either married or with someone," like,
Yes, he
all
was
this
with a
stuff.
girlfriend.
Yeah, and I remember seeing everyone freak out about it, and I was like, "How bad could it be?" And I looked, and I was like, and it doesn't help that they're both stunningly beautiful and
Oh,
standing next to each other. They're if they were a couple, gorgeous.
beautiful.
Their children would be jaw-dropping. However, she is allegedly still engaged. But yeah, so I remember that from like months ago, and now that the movie is actually coming out and they're doing all this promo, it's all over my For You page. It's all over all my social media. And like you said, every interview that they do together, the way she looks at him, like I just got chills. The eyes don't lie. They
No.
never lie.
She's literally the one that comes to mind specifically in my brain. I don't know if you've gotten all of these promotional TikTok commercials, but she's like they're on like there's like a boat scene, I guess, and they're on a boat and she's in like a black hoodie with like a hoodie up and she has a mini mic and they're eye to eye, not even not even trying to like jet out their body to the camera person, straight eye to eye and she's like, "Glen Powell,
Yes.
how does this or whatever, how does this movie blah blah blah, 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 blah. And like they are like inches away from each other and I'm like, let me tell you, if this is fake, they are doing an excellent job promoting this movie because I want to see it.
Yes. No,
I
I do
want to see
too.
this movie.
I do too. I saw someone and this is mean, and I don't agree with this. I'm quoting it from someone else.
Okay.
Someone said Sydney Sweeney isn't a good enough of an actress to be faking it, and that's why they think it's real. And I was like,
Listen,
um,
I have Euphoria's been on my list to watch. I have unfortunately not watched it yet.
you haven't watched Euphoria?
I've seen so many TikTok clips that I've probably watched 3 or 4 full episodes of the show. So I know, like, the gist of what that show is about, but I never actually sat down and watched it. And, I don't really know any of her acting capabilities, but this doesn't look like acting.
Right? Right. And like I don't think she's a bad actress at all. I think she gets like
And
I
she's
think her characters honestly feel real. She's one of the prettiest people I've ever seen in my entire life. Stunning. But yeah, no, I don't think she's a bad actress. However, I will say I also don't think that they are acting. I think they
I
are
don't
very
know.
much in love with each other.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely think so. I think and also, well, then when I was doing research I was looking at pictures of her promoting this movie and them walking red carpets and stuff, and she's not wearing a ring.
Right?
And I've seen her wearing a ring in the past. Like I saw videos of her and her fiance, who is a completely like normal person, I think. Like not in Hollywood. I don't at least I don't know who they are, if they
Really?
are. And she's wearing rings in those videos with him. And like in recent pictures, I don't see an engagement ring. But then I saw this thing of people asking her about wedding planning and she not saying like, "Oh, I'm no longer planning a wedding." Like she was saying like, "Oh, I'm so busy. I haven't had a chance." But they've been engaged for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And like if you don't have a date set by this point, my girl, are you setting one?
No, I'm looking at pictures of it. They're honestly really cute together. Her and
Who,
her
her and her
fiance.
fiance? Oh yeah, they look amazing. Like she like it was I don't know. It's like Dancing with the Stars, remember, like, every time there's some new season of Dancing with the Stars, someone's getting divorced and starting to date the dancer that I feel like this is a very similar thing where, like, yes, you could be in a very lovely, wonderful relationship, but the second you just spend a lot of time with somebody, you're gonna it's kind of inevitable to, like,
especially when you have to, like, if there's any sort of chemistry and then you're acting about being in love, like, I feel like it just intensifies everything.
Right. Like, you're kissing, you're making out, you're touching each other, like, I don't understand how you wouldn't catch feelings, especially for listen, Glen Powell is not my type, but he is one handsome looking man.
Yes.
Very and even when he was in, I don't know if you've seen Top Gun 2?
No, I haven't.
Oh, excellent movie. You don't even need to see Top Gun 1 in order to understand it, but it's got Miles Teller. No, not at all. But it's got Miles Teller in it. It's got Glen Powell in it. It's just like a sea of beautiful people. And Tom Cruise is just as pretty as he was when he made the first Top Gun. But
wait, I need to pull up this picture because now I'm on a Google deep hunt.
Oh boy.
You're telling me it's uploading right now. You're telling me that these two people are just co-stars?
Oh, no fucking way. No fucking way.
That looks like it's shot on an iPhone. So casual. And they look like a very happy romantic couple.
Adorable too. And like you could like, oh, we should green line test that shit.
Yes.
How do you do that? I don't know how to green line test.
I feel like I don't know either.
She's into him.
Yes.
She's completely sideways. But he's leaning his head on her temple.
Like literally look at her eye. Like he literally is on her face because her eye is being pulled down.
She's like this because their faces are smushing.
And she's like full on leaning into him. It's such a cute picture, but I feel like I'm like committing adultery looking at it and rooting for it. Because like I'm pretty sure they're both with other people. And did you see the video of them on the dock that she posted on, I think it was her Instagram story?
No.
Oh, Sam, she is laying on a dock. He is standing like 1 foot on each side of her head, lifting like weights or like a band just over her. And she's filming him from the bottom.
Oh, I'm looking this up right now.
No, it was absurd. And she's posted that on her own.
On her own.
Yes. Imagine being her fiance and like, oh, I'm going to check my fiance's Instagram story. I'd be single so fast.
If I saw that photo that you just showed me of them in the blue t-shirts, if I saw a girl like that around my fiance, no way. No. Wedding ring comes off, wedding is over. There's no fucking way.
Nope.
No fucking way.
Did you find the
video?
Let me see if I can
I'm getting a lot of the boat like things from their movie. On a dock.
Oh, it was this.
Wait, send it to me.
I am.
No, this is literally a FaceTime at this point. You guys don't even see what we're seeing if you're listening.
No, Sam, it's the most insane thing ever.
I need to see it though.
Everyone has to go look up this video. I just chatted it to you.
I see it. Hold on. It's playing. TMC. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Like
He's
what?
Literally straddling her.
Yep.
Sweating on her.
Shirtless.
And she's in a bikini.
Yep.
No fucking way. There's no way.
She posted that completely on her own.
There's no way. I can't stop watching it.
Right?
Oh my god.
Like
they're in love.
They're in love.
And I know Glen Powell broke up with his girlfriend. I saw that.
So he's single and she's still engaged, but not planning the wedding. Allegedly.
You know, she could just be keeping that to herself.
Yeah, maybe they're just waiting. Maybe they're letting the hype they're letting us speculate. They're letting us literally do this sit in front of a microphone and talk about if they're actually in love. Then the movie's going to come out. Everyone's going to want to go see in the movie. And then they're going to announce that they're actually together.
I mean, it's working. We're sitting here with their movie title up on our screen right now.
Literally. So everyone go watch Anyone But You.
Yeah, seriously. Like, they're not paying us to do this.
No.
But it's, I can't get over it. I do want them to be dating, though. I'm
I
sorry
do too.
to Sydney Sweeney's fiance, but
honestly, he deserves someone that is going to feel that way about him and him solely.
Yes, exactly. And Sydney Sweeney is gorgeous, but there's a lot more.
Yes.
Than just big boobs.
This is true.
I did just see a thing that said she wanted to get a breast reduction in high school, and her mom told her no.
Yep. She said you will regret it in college.
Yep. And now here she is. Her whole brand is her boobs, which are great.
They're gorgeous. And it's so important, though, because she is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And, like, it just sucks that that's what people talk about the most, because I think she's just, like, naturally, like, she's that perfect combination of, like, cute and sexy. Like, I think she's amazing.
She is. She is. We could go on and on about Sydney
Sweeney.
Sweeney.
But let's now go on and on about someone that we never shut up about.
Yes, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Again, here we are.
What else is new?
Taylor's birthday was last week. Travis was not in attendance at the birthday party, but people are realizing that football is a full-time job and that he cannot just drop everything and go to New York whenever he wants.
Especially at this point in the season.
Right. So yeah, but what drove this nice little title here is not an engagement ring, but he got her this gorgeous, huge fucking thing that she was flaunting in all of her birthday pictures. It's a gorgeous ring.
Gorgeous.
Really beautiful. And I saw somebody post it and the caption was like, no more paper rings for Taylor or something like that. And I was like, that's right. No more pores.
No more pores. You don't hear her announcing during her show that you used to work at a yogurt shop. But Karma is the guy on the Chiefs.
Karma is the guy on the Chiefs who gave her a ring. Not an engagement ring, but... And I don't believe all these rumors that are just like, they're going to get married. No, they're not.
No.
They're not.
I think they will eventually. I fully see it, but I think they're going to date. Like, I think they're going to do it normal. I don't think they're going to rush anything.
No, it seems like things are going well. The NFL has dosed us with her enough that the Swifties are happy and the Brads and Chads will continue to be annoyed, but you can't not show Taylor Swift at a football game.
No, literally. No, I think they're now doing it like the completely appropriate amount.
Yeah, they show her up on the screen, she's there, and then after that, they don't usually show her after that.
Yeah, no, I think the only time I heard was when there was the no call on Travis, and they were like, look at Taylor's reaction. But, like, that's fair. I feel like they would do that with, like, any family member.
Yeah.
I remember they cut to Jake Browning's family, and I was like, no one's complaining.
Right, of course. But yeah, no, it's and Scott Swift was out there in a Chiefs jersey, or not Chiefs jersey, but a Chiefs shirt.
Yeah, that hurt.
How does that make you? It hurt Jason Kelce too. Did you see the pain on that man's face?
Yeah, no, that really hurt. And like I get it. Especially like coming from a girl with a sporty boyfriend. Like if he went to another team, like I would wear his jersey for wherever he goes. However, it's just like I understand, I sympathize with it. It makes sense because like my mom would be the same way. Like if Brian was playing for like any MLB team, she would wear the jersey, rep his name. Like she'd be so excited for him. However, it is shitty because like I was so proud that like they're from Philly, they're Eagles fans. She announced she was an Eagles fan. She was the Eagles in a song. Yeah. And like the Chiefs who just beat us in the Super Bowl, like it stings. It stings. Yeah. And I love Mahomes. I love Kelce. Like, it's just tough.
I understand.
but
It's
what
a
can you
hard
do?
pill to swallow,
It
but
is, but she's happy, and that's all that matters to me.
that's true. That is true. She seems really happy, and you know how she was wearing that beanie
Yes.
on I watched a video of a girl made that for her, and she was in charge of packing the order to send her the Chiefs gear, and she went, "I don't know if this is actually going to her, I just had a thought, so I knitted her this hat, and I put it in the box, and it did go to her, and she wore it." It's a hand-knitted, crocheted hat, and the girl crocheted a little 87 into it.
That is legitimately imagine being that girl right now and knowing that you made someone that Taylor Swift is, like, wearing.
No, she literally, she talked about it, and she's showing, us she's voice-overing her knitting, like, we're watching her knit, and she's like, "I, had this order and blah, 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 and I had a feeling it was going to Taylor Swift, and I decided to make her his hat and blah, blah, blah." And it was she it and, like, she was really just, like it seemed very real and very pure. I don't think it was a made up thing, like, it seemed like
Yeah.
and it looks like a handmade hat too, like, I was like, "That's not just something you buy," and I don't know, but it was very cute.
Oh, no, I love everything about that. I wish it was an Eagles gear, but I understand.
Yes. But last thing on the agenda today before we wrap up is something that I need to shout out Kat, my friend Kat. She was the one who told me
Mm.
about this. And the second she told me about it, I was like, oh, podcast topic. Such a good thing. I don't know if you know about this. I didn't know about this, but there is cruise that just set sail and it's going around the world for 9 months and some people are on it for the full time. Did you know about this?
I heard about it, yes.
Okay, because I didn't know. She was the one who, like, told me about it, and then I started watching all these TikToks about it.
Yes, no,
So
I saw it, and I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know. Have
mhm.
you ever been on a cruise?
I did go on a cruise, in 2018. It was a European cruise.
Nice.
I was, like, 5 days, 6 days, and that was about max time I could stay on that boat.
Yeah, no, I'm, like, down like, I want to do a cruise once in my life, but I'm not like, "Oh, I'm dying to go on a cruise." And Brian's, like, been on a decent amount, like, he's I don't wanna say a cruise person, but, like, has cruise experience, like, enough
Sure,
cruise experience.
sure.
And I was like, "Would you ever consider that?" And he said the same thing, and he was like, "No." He was like, "Cruises are fun for, like, the week that you're on them, but, like, that's plenty."
Yeah. No, I don't know how people are gonna stay on this ship because it's also like I did watch a couple videos about it and people who have been on it for a while were or for the last couple of days have been explaining what's been going on and everything and how they are kind of like swapping out the food and like everything. But after a while, like I remember on our cruise, like there was a lot of different restaurants that you could go to and everything. But like even after a week, I was like sick of the food. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to eat this anymore. Like I want a home cooked meal. Like it gets really boring after a while, and, I love going on boats, like, I've never had any issue with small boats, which is where
Yeah.
people usually have issues with, like, getting seasick. There was, like, a gentle rocking the whole time because it's a boat.
Yeah.
I was ill.
No!
I had to take a Dramamine, like, and, like, the thing was too, like, normally you would think, like, even in the car, like, I feel okay, but I do get car sick. But on, like, small boats, I'm fine, but I it was like, while you're laying in bed, you just feel this, like, very slight, like,
Yeah.
rocking.
No, maybe I'm not meant for even a week-long
And
cruise.
again, it's so slight because it's such a big boat, but I was like, I don't like this."
You know, the fact it's, like, one thing to, like, travel for 9 months. That, totally down for. Would love it. But like you
Sure.
said, like, you miss a home-cooked meal, like, not being able to and I know you get off, I know you do things, but, like, to not really be able to, like, go to the grocery store or just, like, have a kitchen, like, that I feel like would just be exhausting.
It is, and traveling in and of itself is a lot, even if you have, like, relaxing days or, like, here or there. But, like, after a while, you're sitting there and you're like, I need something different. Like I need to and you can't leave. That's the thing. It's
And
like
also, like, what if because you're on there for 9 months, and if other people are doing it, like, what if you're on the cruise with people that, like, are complete opposite of you and, like, get on your last nerve, and then you're stuck on this cruise ship with them? Like, there were some people when I went on my vacation, there were some people that, like, annoyed us, and, like, you're in the same resort, you saw them a lot, and we were kinda like, Like, imagine that on a boat.
Yeah. No, you cannot get away from them, and you literally have to deal with them for almost a year, and it's just I understand, especially if people are like, "I want to see every continent, I want to go everywhere." Like, I get that. Especially, like, because we went on this European cruise, and I hit, like, a bunch of different countries in Europe, and I'd never been before, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Wow, what a great, like, intro to Europe," you know? And I didn't have to worry about finding a place to stay, speaking the language, like, all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. You just get back on the boat where they all speak English, like, that was, like, one of the biggest things, even though my dad did speak to the locals because he knows all the languages, but it's a lot easier to do
Yeah.
things when you have a place to, like, go back to, but, like, it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I could do I don't think. I know I couldn't do it. But I do know that you don't have to be on this cruise for 9 months. You can go on for a certain amount of time and then get off. But
That's fair. Do you know how much it is, like, cost-wise for the full 9 months?
the full 9 months is $60,000. So, I think basic math is $6,666 a month for 9 months. But it includes booze, it includes food, it includes Wi-Fi, a cabin, like, everything, but
You're on a
that's
boat.
for one person. So think 2 people, that's
Jesus Christ.
$120,000.
But then, like, there's the argument where, like, they're seeing the world.
Right, so it's like the way that I would justify this in my brain is if like, I went to the doctor tomorrow and they were like, "Hey, you're gonna die in a year." And I'd be like, "Word.
Word, I'm
I
getting on this cruise.
I'm getting on this fucking cruise, I'm seeing every place in the world, and, like, that's it." So, like, that I would get, but it's a lot, and also, do people work? Do
Right?
people have jobs?
Like, I guess, I mean, hey, if you work remote.
But, like, different time zones,
That's true.
like, there's a lot of different things to consider, but, like, imagine taking off work. Not I can barely take off, like, a weekend without feeling
Yeah.
bad. 9 months? You don't even get that much long for freaking maternity leave.
No.
Crazy.
No, that's insane. No, I'm gonna ixnay. I want eventually to go on a cruise at some point in my life, but I would never. 9 months.
The crazy thing about cruises right now is that they're dirt cheap. So, like, because nobody wanted to go on them after COVID. So, it's very, very, very affordable to go on a cruise.
Maybe we'll go on a little cruise.
Yeah. I mean, I wanna go on, like, another European cruise and see more places because it really is the best way to see places.
Mhm.
Like, you can go anywhere to go to a beach and, like, all that kinda stuff, but, like, to go to Europe and because we went to 3 cities in Greece, we came out through Venice, and we went to Montenegro. Yeah, Italy, Montenegro, and 3 cities in Greece. It was beautiful.
You
Places I
know,
woulda never went by myself.
I will
Like,
add it. I need to do another vacation.
yeah, I as you just came back from Jamaica, like, a month ago.
I need it. We're talking about going to Mexico next year.
Oh my god, you should! I
I
love
know.
Mexico. I
I
was
think
just in
we're gonna.
Mexico with my dad, and it was phenom.
I need to. I absolutely love Jamaica though. Like, can't say enough good things.
I know. I'm really looking forward to my honeymoon. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't blame you.
I literally Oh, quick story before we go. Michael and I go to a bar every Thursday to watch Thursday Night Football because they have $2 drafts and free pizza at halftime.
Perfect.
So, can't really pass it up, and it's down the block from our house. So and there's a dice game. It's like a not a dive bar. It's like a pizzeria bar, so it's, like, not super fancy.
Sounds like my
Um,
dream.
but they have a dice game where you have to roll a certain amount of a number, and then you can win money, and Michael won money, and I snatched it away from him, and I put it in our honeymoon fund because I was like, we have no money. We need to pay for this. So the poor
Wait, that's brilliant though.
Poor kid got $20 to pay his tab, and I took the rest.
Well, honestly, you're doing him a favor, and he's going to be grateful for it in the long run.
Yes, he is.
Well, this was quite the episode. We came in with an agenda. We hit all these points. We obviously went on a little tangent that we always do. But if you like this episode, make sure to give us a thumbs up here on YouTube and give us that subscribe button, because as we inch closer and closer to 300, maybe we'll do another little surprise, but we'll see when we get there. If you don't already, make sure to follow us on all of our other social medias as well, at the unsolicited_podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, at Sam and Jordyn on Twitter, and find us wherever you get your podcasts on audio. And make sure to give us a rating and follow there. We love ya.
Love you guys.
Love ya.
Oh,
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays. Completely missed that, but
Yeah.
Enjoy your holidays with your families, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.